All right, let's do some Elderclaw seeds. So basically, I have a large crop plot set up in here. In the greenhouse, you need it to be, I believe, 3 by 3. So that's the goal that you've got. So this is 3 by, I don't know, like 12 or something. Um, so you need fertilizer. In there, you need a shovel to till it, and you need 300% effectiveness with your greenhouse effect. And then what I'm going to do is stick a seed in this one. It's going to take a minute for it to, I guess, take root. I don't know. So I'm going to do 3 at once. This usually takes like 15-20 minutes. So once I get it going, you know, I'm not going to sit here for the whole 15 minutes and make you guys watch that. So the first stage is this. You can see the stats as soon as you plant them. I would assume if you picked it up, that would probably, you know, end the process. So if you didn't like something, you could probably do that. So these are wild stats. It will go up with taming effectiveness whenever they're done. So we have 32 stam. On this one, 39 health, so that's looking pretty good. And then you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and deposit the fertilizer since there's room for that. So my gardener automatically tills the plots, but you could just use a shovel to do that. And so you want to make sure you're on this screen here where it's got more information than normal. Again, if you look up a little bit, you can see the stats. You can see that it should be a female. However, I will say I have had twins born before, and the stats will be very different. Like they won't be identical. And I've never really paid attention. Like if that's a female, I don't know that it stays a female. And of course the traits re-roll. So you can see here it says time to next tend is 3 seconds. I have everything in my inventory. You don't have to have it on the 0 slot on your hotbar. And so here it wants ammonite, so I'm going to hit E because I have it in my inventory. So it can be ammonite, biotoxin. This one wants black pearl, sap, honey. Oh, I didn't grab honey. I knew I forgot one. B, and I don't know. So most of it is pretty easy sitting around. So like 1 minute, 1 minute, a little less than 1 minute because of course this is the first one. So that's pretty much what you do is you go around, it'll go through a series of growth, so seedling to middling, and then it gets to harvesting. Whenever I've done it, it tends to increase. So like these are only like a minute between each tend. Then it kind of goes to like 2.5. It has to do with your rates, which I don't know if it's egg hatch rate. I would assume that's the rate that dictates this, but I'm not 100% sure because I know like unofficial it can take a whole lot longer. Once it tells you that it wants something, you have about, it's like 5 minutes. If you don't get it the thing within 5 minutes, then you lose taming effectiveness. So so all in all, I mean, I think it's a pretty good system. I feel like it's worth it. So there's biotoxin. This one will be ready here in just a minute. It usually goes down, 10 seconds at a time, roughly. So let's see what this one wants. And so I've been finding a lot of 150s lately, so I've really been trying to find other stuff, but I'm just going to do the Elderclaws and see what I get, because we might get some pretty nice ones. And honestly, after having fully mutated them on the other part of the server, they're really fun. They are really, really enjoyable. So yeah, let's just kind of see what we get, because the Dinosuchus search has sucked. I'm just gonna be real honest. So while we wait for this, I'll show you what I've done. I didn't go super crazy in here. I just did 4 crop plots of each of these: citronal, long grass, rock carrot, and savaroot. I've had my honey running for a little bit, so I have quite a bit there. This is automatically doing the fertilizer, so I still have the 3 megatheriums, the 2 dung beetles that are in there, and then it's a little bit low because I just planted those. And then the gardener will automatically pick up all of this stuff whenever it produces. So I don't know that I'm going to do the berries just because I think I can harvest enough for what we're doing here. I do have an indie forge finally, And then, what else, what else, what else? I did make a bio grinder. Let's see, out here. So I did make a bio grinder. I did throw some thylas on there, but I think I did 3 thylas and I got 6 back, like 6 kibble. And then I went out to just kind of see what there was to tame, and then a Pego promptly stole what I had. Again, there hasn't, the Deinosuchus situation has been really kind of craptastic. So that is kind of the best saddle blueprint that I still have. I do have that nice Rex. So yeah, we have the Deinosuchus blueprint. It's great, but I can't find Deinosuchus for it. I know a lot of people are running this boss fight with their Xenos, so I mean, if I have to, I will do that. I love tickle chickens, but I'm trying to do something different. So if I can do something with the Elderclaws, maybe? I don't know. I just want to do something different. I mean, on the other server, I can go through and just wreck it with my normal stuff. So here you can see effectiveness loss in 355. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed those guys, and then we've got 122. So yeah, the biogrinder was kind of a bust. So I went out and tamed some UDs, and I put them in this terminal. The male is still growing, and so the idea is once they're all grown, they're just going to produce eggs here, and I'll just do kibble that way, because I did go ahead and do a greenhouse. But I did try the biogrinder. It was just really disappointing after all that effort to not get much. I guess it's because the thylas weren't very high level. I don't know. I haven't really ever tried to do that on this server, so I'm not really sure what rate affects that. So yeah, so we're just doing Elderclaws. I went and hit a ton more drops. They've been pretty mid, honestly. So what I did do is I just went out and got myself a Drakeling. So you can see that here on my shoulder. Maybe if I can move away from here. Let's go over towards the light. Of course, I'm trying to do stuff at night. So yeah, so I mean, I just went and got a max level Drakeling. And hopefully we can start breeding some stuff here. I don't know what I'm going to breed. Getting some XP from being out there, and then we can hopefully get some drops. Because the drops haven't really given us any, like, normal stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. So there's that. I did go to the ocean. There was a TP down there, so I decided, I don't know, just to see what happens. See what was down there, and I was able to get some anglerfish and a Dunkliosis, which I've never used before, so that's kind of why I did it. He kind of just like got in the fight. So this is what he looks like. Let me go out here. So, you know, and I think we had a saddle, so that's kind of the other reason. I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, see, it's a 141, and he's got all of these points on him. And I just realized I don't have a ramp out of here, so that means I'm gonna drown. Let's go back up here. Alright, so I did that. I did get an anglerfish. Actually, I think I got 2 anglerfish. They're in here as well. So anglerfish, I got those. I went and grabbed a bunch of pearls just out of the lake nearby. What else? Lightning wyverns. I went there this morning, and I just grabbed 1 egg, and it was 175, so I think that's going to be our new ride. Banana bread's been doing great, so that's what I'm looking at with this one. Alright, let's go back upstairs and check this out. So the one thing they haven't asked for yet is leech blood. Let's see what it says. Honey, sap. I had to go find one of those like sap stumps near the lake. So when I was down in the ocean, I used my Thyla to get around, and basically I balled it up when it ran out of oxygen. I did make a scuba tank, so I did do that, and I was able to get a couple of Europterids, and I got black pearls off of that. Ammonite I've gotten out of drops today. Same thing with the leech blood, I got it from there. Again, I got this from one of those stumps that's near the lake. And yeah, so Ammonite and Black Pearls were the 2 biggest ones. So yeah, I kind of wish I had filmed the TP down there, because I honestly thought I'd immediately go down there and insta-die. I did die when my tank broke right when the Thyla and I were having to fight some stuff. But we still got it done. So all of that was good. So I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and continue doing this. So again, as ammonite vial, basically these kind of things. Biotoxin, the other gooey thing is leech blood, black pearls, honey, and sap. If you want like a more in-depth taming guide, there's tons of them on YouTube. But honestly, you find yourself an Elderclaw, you kill it, it'll drop a seed. Sometimes in its inventory, sometimes it's on the inventory. Sometimes it drops it in a bag, so you have to kind of watch what you're doing. So now they're moving over to middling, and see how it says imminent. Actually, I'm kind of glad. I thought I was going to cut there. It usually asks for like 3 things kind of back to back to back. Sometimes it's 2. But usually there's quite a few of these, and then you can see how the timer will jump up here in just a minute. So again, there's leech blood. So it's going to ask for something. So that one asked for 2. Like I said, I've had it as many as like 3 back to back like that. And so right now we're going to wait for this timer to go down, but you can see it changes how it looks. The final stage is really cool. It's like a big basket. I don't know. This might be what we're doing. Like I said, I didn't really want it to be an Elderclaw taming video because they're not really taming, right? Like you're growing them. On this server, because we do have cyber structures, we are able to use the propagators to force breed them and breed them more like you would normally. On here, you can breed them. We'll be doing that here because obviously we don't have a propagator. You can breed them like normal bears. However, they basically lay a seed and you have to grow the seed. So it is a much slower process to breed them, to mutate them, and you do have to do this each time you have a new offspring. So we'll play around with that a little bit if we like the stats that we're getting. But like I said, that's a really nice wild health stat. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty nice stam. What's our highest melee so far? 31. Do this one. This one over here is just kind of phoning it in. It's a 150, but I don't know. Well, you never know how it rolls. So we have quite a few 150s to do and a couple of 145s. I have not gone out there today. So now you can see it's 210 till the next one, 218. And so yeah, it looks like it's 220. So if I look at the scanner, or is it? I haven't done this today, so I don't know. I went to get that Drakeling, and there was a 150 Elderclaw right there. So I guess I got the only 150. So yeah, so there's some 145s out there. I don't know. There's also the Ocedon, which partly why I'm kind of behind on making videos for this is because I have just been in Ocedon taming world, breeding world. I've got them max mutated. Yes, you can breed them in the propagators. It's pretty expensive with the element. And then also I have opened well over probably like 150 loot drops at this point between the dragon horde and just airdrops on Valguero while I was breeding them, because you get crazy XP for destroying the babies in the terminal. So every 3 Ocedons you get 1 dragon chest. So I basically was doing like 3 get a chest, 3 get a chest, and when you're breeding, like 100 Ocedon females every 2 hours, you get a lot. Anyways, I ended up getting a cappable saddle, so those guys, I'll be doing some kind of video. I have not figured out what kind of fight I want to do with them yet. I've got my taming up to, I can do taming pretty well on regular levels. The shiny levels are very hard. You have to be very, very locked in because the numbers of icicles and the number of dinos you have to grab is crazy high. So, yeah. So, I'll do more with the Ocedons. I don't know if I'm going to do that on here. Probably not. It wasn't really a plan here. But you can see there's a lot of them. There's so many of them on this map. They're okay to tame on here. I think taming them on the center is the best, as far as easiest, because you have to do a lot of maintaining the area. Alright, we got 12 seconds till we're out. Come on, come on, come on. But pretty much what I'm doing right now is just farming. Like I said, getting the greenhouse in order to make kibble, especially now that I only got the 6 was extraordinary kibble, and then that Pego stole it while I was getting this guy tamed, so now I'm back to no kibble. I'm just been taming stuff with mutton still, which is kind of just garbage. So there's not really any shinies right now. So yeah, it's a lot of farming. It's a lot of getting the metal. It's a lot of just getting everything together. Um, and then just hitting drops and hoping I get something good. I've gotten some pretty decent armor, so I'm pretty good with that. So yeah, we've got like 2 more minutes until this goes. Yeah, 2 more minutes. So let me see if I can show you what else we've got. Joker and I went out. We got the seeds for the greenhouse this morning. We still have our bear. What else is in here to remind me? Like I said, the water adventure ended up being like a way bigger thing than I thought it was going to be. There was a drop down there. Oh, the drop had a torch. Interestingly enough, the deep sea drop had this torch. So, if a Mega Raptor pops up, we can take care of that. I just don't know the role of a Mega Raptor in our world right now. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do with that, but I have it. Um, what is this guy at? 25% grown. Like I said, we still have this really nice Rex, and I know a lot of people are just rushing the boss with the Rex, so that might be something we do because that's really good health and that's really, really good melee. So we might do that. I don't know, but everything else in here is still just the farming stuff. I need to make a ton of spark powder, gunpowder, all of that. But I'm waiting till I can make a chem bench, which, let's see how much. Let's see. So we got 10,000, and this is, and I got all of this with the Enki, just up the hill, up there, nothing crazy. But yeah, I just went and farmed. I threw it all in here, and this one's a little bit smaller, and it is the Cyberstructures one, so you can see it says CS on there. This is the bio grinder. Again, it was really a bummer. I only got 2 per thyla. Like, this is what I got. So, I mean, it's not really worth it. I can just go run around and get stuff done too. So, yeah. That's what we're looking at. What other Elderclaw things do we have? They're in the fridge. So those are the 150s, I think, and I've got another one here, a 95, which is meh. These are the ones we got just while we were fighting, and a 135 and a 145. So I've got 3 more after I do this one. I will see the stats that I've got, and then I'll probably work on combining those. So here you can see it's just moved to the next phase right here. I think this is the last one. There's that. Oh, ammonite. Oh, you're not ready yet. There. Honey. How many are we going to do in a row? See, it says imminent. So this one says there. What do you want? Honey. And, oh, imminent still, so we're going to have to go another round there. Biotoxin. Oh, black pearl. Still imminent. So again, we're going to have to go back around again. There. And there. 30 seconds. So I feel like we're getting pretty close. Once the thing gets this big, it usually ends up, it makes like a big basket where it's got the thing in the middle. And the thing downstairs should catch the babies when they hop out. It's just like little bears just kind of hop out of these. So, let's see, what does it say? Time to next 10 is 0. What's up? Oh, so yeah, that's what's gonna, I'll wait for all of them to do it. So it looks like a big egg in there now. So there's that one. And there's that one. So that's what they look like in the end. So I'm gonna harvest, and harvest. And then it does use a fair amount of fertilizer while it's cooking. Alright, let's go see what we've got for this first round. Eld. 48 health, 44 melee. 48 stam, so this, I think that's probably this first 2. This one is 48 stam as well, 41 melee. So, alright. Not too bad for the first round. So, okay, I think what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and finish those other eggs and then look at the final stats, and we'll come back and figure out what we're doing with the Elderclaws. Alright, hello again. The Elderclaws are all grown up, and this is what they look like. So, a little bit of variety in the colors. And you can see I went through and picked out the top stats. I really only focused on the top 4. So I got a weight of 44, a stam of 48, A health and melee of 44, which is the main thing I'm worried about. Here's if you want to see the colors of them and the actual stats. Just kind of pause. So yeah, if you like any of these color combinations, you can check that out. Here's what they look like this way. So yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do now to finish up this video is I think I'm pretty happy with those. I'm going to pick up the ones I don't need, and I will start breeding these 3 together as much as I can. What do I have? A female, a male, and a female. Perfect. So I'll breed those 3 together until I get hopefully all of it meshed into one, and then we'll see what we're working with on that and think about our options. But that's what I have. So let me turn off this. There we go. Is a different Drakeling. We'll talk about that another time. So yeah, y'all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.